are just a few weeks away from Thanksgiving, a time spent with family and those you love. But as we all know, sometimes it can be a time for uncomfortable conversations, too.
So relationship expert Love McPherson is here to share some tips on how not to pass the drama at Thanksgiving dinner. Love.
Yes. Welcome, Love.
Pass the drama not.
Yes.
You don't want to do that. So, Ryan, let's get right into it.
Yeah, you got some great tips. The first one, holidays don't heal what the year didn't. What does that mean?
You know, one of the things that happens with holidays, it actually exposes the condition of the family. Because you can go all the year and just kind of do a little bit, you know, do your little patterns, whatever you, but when it's time to come together, it will expose if there's conflict, unresolved wounds, traumas, all kind of things that are in the family. So what you don't want to do is think that somehow a day of the week or a holiday will heal it. Pie is good, but it doesn't heal the wound. So what you need to do is understand that you need to address those situations all year round. And then the holiday is the climax of the healed version of your family. Right. If in fact your family wants to heal.
Should you just stay off certain topics?
You absolutely, if there are hot topics. But now, let me tell you, that's all, you know, that's rainbows and ponies. Not everybody's going to stay off of them. You have some family members that will go there and take you there. And if you know that that's the type of family member you are, that you have, you need to let them know in advance that these are some boundaries that we're going to have. Otherwise, if this will be uncomfortable for you, we'd rather not have your presence with us.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. 2, absence or noise does not equal peace.
Yes, absence of noise does not equal peace. A lot of times we think that just because it's quiet and nobody is kicking up a storm, that's something good. Now, let me tell you, there's a difference between peacemakers and peacekeepers. We get them confused. We think keeping the peace because we're not saying anything. You can't keep peace that's not there, okay? What you do is you make the peace and then you keep the peace you make. And sometimes making the peace requires tackling those tough conversations. Sometimes it requires setting those boundaries. That's how you make the peace, and then you keep it by reinforcing your boundaries and keeping people safely within the boundaries of where we have aligned ourselves, which is healthy for us.
And it sounds like a lot of this stuff has to be done before you get to Thanksgiving.
It really, really does.
and before you get to that.
Yeah, you know,
before the eggnog.
Way before that. And in fact, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully, it doesn't just happen as a family thing. It's an individual thing that you be able to assess yourself and see, you know what, I can use some help in this area. Now, you can't tell everybody what to do or how to heal. What you have to be is responsible for yourself. You have to go to your therapy. You got to pray. You got to do whatever you need to do in order to say, no matter what comes in front of me, I am not going to let them determine my holidays, my happiness, or any of that. Because studies show that being in the proximity of toxic people will definitely affect you physically, neurotically, your mental health, your physical health. All of those things can be affected. So it is not about you. People are like, yeah, you should have unconditional love. You should absolutely have unconditional love, but you don't ever have to have unconditional relationship.
All right.
Okay?
All right. Okay. Let's get to the next tip. Know the emotional roles around the table.
Ooh. And not the dinner rolls.
Yes, the R-O-L-E-S. You know, in every family there's a jokester, there is a person who is always the victim of the family, the blamer, the avoidant, the distractor, or something like that. So know your roles, but when you come, decide this year, does this thing really serve me? Is this who I have been conditioned to be as a survival instinct, as a coping skill, or is this something that I need to be? And be your authentic self. Allow people to get to know the new version of you. If another version of you has happened, then you don't have to fall into the same patterns and literally reject yourself in order to be accepted by others.
And sometimes that family member, all of those things you mentioned, is the same person.
It is. At different times of the meal, okay? Before and after.
Yeah. All right, one more. Do a self-check-in before you check out.
we have to learn how to check on ourselves. We have to learn to self-regulate and find out how we are, how we're doing. And that requires, because now the reason why you have to self-check is if you go too far in advance, you will have anxiety, thinking, what if this happens? You know, that your mind is over there. If you go too far back, you might get some depression, because that's what you reach in the past, your regrets and things like that. Stay present, breathe, because your brain scans for danger multiple times per second, but sometimes it's not actual danger. It is sometimes perceived. So what you want to do is stay present, understand, say, am I okay? Ask yourself some questions, and then after you decide that I'm okay, move forward. And guess what? The main thing is this: you don't have to accept the invite to every fight that you're invited to.
There you go. Okay. All right. Love McPherson. Thank you. Great tips.